have a question for you guys. How many of you think that how many of you feel that we are currently right now living in and experiencing very interesting, unique time as it relates to the world and markets and investing in those markets? It's peculiar, and it's what makes it so much more fascinating for me. We're dealing with things that we haven't seen in our lifetimes. So the only thing that we can do is apply some wisdom, knowledge, and understanding from what we've gleaned from a past that is not our past, that is not a part of our experience. Now, guys, I will tell you that I have studied markets basically throughout human mankind. I've gone back as far as thousands of years and did extensive research over the past, I would say, 500 years or so, studying boom and bust cycles, these specific items that's led to those boom and bust cycles, which surprisingly enough, don't really change very much. I've come to realize over and over again that the drivers of the market's boom and bust cycles are always deeply connected to human nature. We try to peer through these boom and bust cycles via numbers and economic lingo. And while those things do have their place, they're not at the core of what drives the market's cycles. They can ignite the human behavior, but it is ultimately the human behavior that is the repetitive item that creates the same ultimate macro cycle over and over again. And that is the boom all the way to a top and the bust all the way to the bottom. And no matter how often throughout history we've heard, but this time is different. This time the bust doesn't necessarily have to happen. This time the decline or the collapse after years and years and years of a climb, this time it doesn't have to happen because of this and that. No matter how often that has been repeated throughout history, it has never, ever come to pass. That this boom to bust cycle is here to stay, and it will always come. So this leads us to the question, are we, after over 10 years of virtually uninterrupted bullish moves to the upside, are we near the start of the bust? Sometimes I like to speak without a screen so that you're focused on what I'm sharing with you verbally. There are three questions that, from a macro perspective, I want us to always sort of have as a backdrop to our long-term view of things, our macro view of things. I like that word better than long-term, macro. The macro view. Okay? So these three questions are very basic, but here they are. After more than 10 years and virtually an uninterrupted move to the upside, are we, question number one, near the beginning of this move to the upside? So after 10 years of moving up, are we just now at the start of the move up? Just a few of you give me your opinion. after more than 10 years going up, have we just begun going up? Of course, no. That's question one down. Okay. Would you say that after 10 years of virtually uninterrupted move to the upside, are we in the middle of that up move? So is there 10 years more? 10 years, 11 years more? Okay, no. So the last question, if we're not at the beginning and you intrinsically believe we're not in the middle after 10 years, are we closer to the end than we are to the beginning or the middle? Okay. Now, traders, don't ever forget those three questions. These three questions, as basic as they are, as 12-year-oldish in nature as they are, they will guide you and serve you pretty well in your macro view of things. All right. The average bull market through history has been about 4.5 years. We're past 10 years. Then start from there. Are we at the beginning? Are we in the middle after 10 years? If the answer to both of those are very clearly no, then we have to actually start looking at that third possibility, that we're somewhere near the end. Now, when we're speaking about the macro view, the end can still be a while. That's what I mean by macro. The end can still be, okay, 8 months, we still won't be wrong. A year, we still won't be wrong. Certainly 3 months, we still won't be wrong. This is in the macro view of things, not the micro view of things. You understand? But if I prepare for the end carefully for 8 months, even a year, when that end comes, if I've prepared correctly, the avalanche of wealth that will be gained for that small investment of just gradually and carefully preparing properly, that the wealth comes gushing in. You understand? And so that's what we're going to attempt to position ourselves for. That is what we have started to position ourselves for. Now, traders, please don't misunderstand me. I am an optimist by nature. It is not in my nature to constantly be a pessimist, and I'm not a pessimist, but I do understand history. And I want you to understand that if you were not here when I started this program back in 2009, think about this. Why would one of America's most famous, most recognized, short-term oriented trader, all right, why would that trader begin to focus on being even more recognized as a macro player? Why would I start a program that had people scratching their head? But Oliver Velez playing the markets long term, little did people know that has been the biggest part of my market play for many years. So why do you think I did that in 2009? Because of where I believed we were in the macro cycle at the bottom. And I wanted to put on record, and I wanted my traders who were interested in that to enjoy what I felt was going to be our foreseeable future. And it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy to convince people that now's the time in 2009 and 2010. And so today, many of those traders who took the leap with me into this macro style of market play have enjoyed things like NVIDIA at $9.50. NVIDIA passed 500 at its high, $9.50. Microsoft at $18.24, 2 entries. Home Depot at $28. McDonald's at $60. The list is endless of what we have truly, it has been mega. It has been mega. And this bull period was the most profitable period of my entire lifetime because we nailed it right. We nailed it right.